All right, all right. Where we at? Where we at? We're live. We're live. Gold is pushing. NFP came out. We're gonna go over some stuff. I just dropped a chart not that long ago, actually. Damn, it looks like yeah, like 10 minutes ago. I just posted this. We're getting like a break and retest on gold right now. Yeah, right now gold pushed up, broke above this resistance that was made. It could try to continue, keep continuing up. I posted this moments ago. I was watching it, watching price for a bit. I was about to get a signal ready. I think I have it. Where is it? Oh yeah, this was from last night. Anybody who was on the stream last night, if you're in the inner circle, I was trying to look for a buy last night at 55. I was gonna send a signal last night at 55, but it didn't hit. So I missed the buy last night. But yo, last night I said this. Anybody, if you're on stream, like what's happening right now, I said last night could maybe happen. I said we might consolidate, break above resistance. We get that. We're getting that right now. Just tap 44.80. Might try to hold, go above, might continue. Last night I streamed. If you're in the inner circle, if you're inside the inner circle, I streamed last night and I did go over this. I tried to send a signal last night, but it didn't come to the entry price that I wanted. So I kind of missed out on that down here. Price broke up through resistance. I think it's going to hold this resistance. Looking like it might want to hold this resistance, like the 5 minute. I posted this chart 10 minutes ago. Right when the market was kind of there. It's maybe going to hold like 44.80. And the 5 minute 44.80, 44.75 area. Oh. If there's a continuation, like this is maybe like what it's doing right now. If there's a continuation, it's like this. But yo, I drew this up last night. Like 12 hours ago, we were streaming, and I said if gold's strong today, this could happen. Like, and maybe that's playing out. Like it just wicked down there to 44.80 moments ago, like 15 minutes ago. That's when I was starting to be like, all right, this might be setting up, and then I tried to fire the chart out. Maybe it comes back. Maybe it holds that area. That's all I really see for right now in the 5 minute. That's really like it right now. That's really it. NFP. It had a wick down. It pushed up. 44.80, 44.75 area. That might be a good area to watch over the next maybe 30 minutes, hour. If price comes into there, maybe it can hold in the 5 minute. So yeah, there could be maybe entries in that area. If in the next like 30 minutes to hour it comes back, it might try to come back to that 44.80, 44.75 area. It is doing a break and retest right now. It broke above that resistance with force. So maybe the 5 minute can maintain. Like I said, it looks like it might come back to 44.80, 44.75 area. So like if you're looking for a trade setup, like this is the only one that's really on the chart, and just touch 44.80. This is like the only trade setup maybe that the market maybe it could go to 4,500. I'd say if you're trading this, like give yourself some breathing room. Don't use a tight stop. Don't use a tight stop loss. Maybe give yourself some breathing room. It just wicked back to 44.80. Like I said, 44.80 around there, like 44.80, 44.75 area. If you're looking at it for a trade setup, an opportunity, like this is the only thing that's really in front of us right now. So yeah, if you can see resistance. There's a mini trend right now on the 5-minute. So this would be like following the 5-minute. Oh man, I can't grab that. Bro. And yeah, like I said, it might be quick. It just wicked, but like I said, it just wicked back. You know, it might be quick. It might do some scalps. Like if you see right there, look what it just did. 44.80, like I said, 44.80, 44.75 area. If you're in a situation, like you might need a slightly bigger pullback, but the market has like force right now. That's why I use zones like this, and I'm like, okay, I'll give myself a bigger stop loss in this case. Cause like it's I treat it like a light risk day. I don't know if it'll do that bigger pullback. Like 5 minutes holding for now. It could consolidate around, chop around. Like we just saw it literally wick back to like 44.80 and jump up pretty quickly there. So yeah, that's all that's really recognizable on gold right now. 5-minute chart, break and retest. Talked about this last night. Made a lot of resistance here. Yeah, like a slightly bigger pullback, 75, 70 area. Like if it could come down more, yeah, you got resistance there. This is kind of just like the start of the pullback, like the first pullback. It did find a bit of support here, but it could try, like I said, like maybe in the next 30 minutes to hour, it could still wick back and maybe make a move. It could maybe come lower, make a move. Same move. Like regardless, it's gonna go maybe go up from here or try to come down, make the same move. If there's a move, if this setup sticks and holds, if we get continuations. If there's going to be like a continuation move or like a pump up, I mean, overall, it could try to test an area. Like 44.80 could hold. Maybe 44.80 holds. But like if it goes deeper, it could still make the same move. I mean, this would be going with the current momentum. Like news came out. I know we got unemployment rate was more positive, but the non-farm came out worse than expected. So a mix. There's a mix there. You got unemployment rate positive. You got a negative there. I mean, that's worse than expected. The forecast was expected to be positive. It came out worse than the previous, so you have a negative there. Price, it looks like price obviously went more to the negative. How the reaction when you're looking at, okay, it wicked down, but then it pumped up and it broke a level of resistance. It broke structure. You got a bullish break of structure, right? So when you look at like, okay, what came out, the movement of price, it's feels like it's following more of the negative, right? So when you're in a scenario like this, it's kind of like you gotta be like go with the momentum type of thing. It's either you go with like kind of what's there, what's in front of you. You got to be fast at that. Like I'm in gold buys right now on 2 accounts. That's why I popped up, by the way. I didn't get to send the signal out, but like I'm in some trades right now on one of my accounts here. And I mean, it's kind of one of those scenarios where you just kind of like go with the momentum. I caught like Right when I like right before I sent this screenshot, it was when I was like catching an entry. This is what I looked at like 10 minutes before I got on. I dropped this chart. If you're in the inner circle chat, I dropped this chart like as quick as I could. I was like, all right, I see something. I was trying to get a signal ready. But yeah, like there it is. That's what I mean, like break and retest. There, I literally talked about this last night, fam. Like if you guys were on 12 hours ago, I drew this up yesterday. Literally, I'd be predicting moves before they happen, like 12 hours in advance. Bro, anybody who was on the Inner Circle stream last night, I literally, wow. I literally drew that up last night. That's crazy. That's crazy work right there. So every stream, pay attention to the details. Every single stream, I say stuff. I mean, even now, I was saying 44.80. I was saying it might come down 44.80 and hold, break and retest. What's there is there. And you can see how price behaves. So, yeah, that just punched up. There goes that. Now, if you're in this chat, not all of you guys are in this chat, but a lot of you guys should be. I don't know if any of you guys were able to catch it based on this chart, like the analysis, hopefully. Simple stuff, and I mean, this is what I mean. Like, we talked about this last night. Like, it's not even random. We talked about it last night. For anybody who was tapped in. Nice move there. I mean, I don't know. Now it's like it made a move. It's, again, still holding the resistance. Almost went to 4,500 there. Like that right there, if you were in there, would have been like a good, news trade. You don't have to. At a point, when you're in trades and you get movements like that, you don't need to always keep looking for more entries. Like, just pumped up. It's coming back. Yeah, like we'll chop it up. We'll talk about it. But like I jumped on because like what was there is there, and you just saw what price did. Obviously, it pumped up a lot there, and now it's pulled back. I know it's pulling back, guys. It doesn't mean we have to. It doesn't mean okay. Can we jump in? I mean, this was the analysis I was looking at, right? Prior to coming on and what I dropped in the chat, right? So it's like sometimes you have so much time for one thing, and when you can spot something. So it's about like what you're spotting, the setup, right? The trade setup. It's like, okay, yes, price is pulling back, but like what's the trade setup? Well, what's the trade setup here? Not really anything. You'd be just kind of going with the breakout unless you're looking at the 1 minute, right? Unless you're just looking at the 1 minute now and you're trying to go with the 1 minute pullbacks. Hopefully some of you guys caught that. That was simple. Break and retest. I know some of you guys should have. I know waiting for 75. Like I know most of you guys are waiting for 75. Sometimes you don't get those deeper pullbacks. That's why I like to make zones, even like a little bit above the price. A deeper pullback would have to look like clean on a different time frame now, like 15. How does it look if it comes to 75 now? Because like that was the first pullback. So it's like if it comes to 75, it's like how does it look? What time is it? How does the 5 minute or the 15 minute look if it comes back to 75? Yeah, that move pretty much happened. It looks like it might just kind of stay with these. The dollar. Where's Euro, USD at? Yeah, gold's pushing. Silver's pushing. Metals are strong. Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna find another setup. That's why I tried to jump on quick. Went over this last night though. Like anybody who was on stream last night. Maybe it comes back, but it's like, okay, how does it look? Because like, you know, when you're here, it's the first pullback testing. It's, you know, that first retest. So you get like the initial news move, you get like the volume from the news breakout, first pullback. That's one way to trade the news. Like if that, you know, if the news breaks out, if it has a strong breakout direction. Okay, we're watching that first pullback, seeing how that first pullback sticks. So that's where like the setup becomes more reliable, is on that first retest, that first reaction, that first test of support, resistance, or you could see here resistance turning into support. So it's like, how does it look if it comes back? It's like, how does it look when it's there? Like we just wicked up. Obviously, we're Friday. How does the chart look? It could probably still come back into that area and maybe monitor. But that was a quick reaction. It's Friday morning here. Like I said, if you're on last night's stream, like there was two things I went over last night. I went over this and this. I missed this signal last night. I was trying to get a buy at 44.55, so couldn't get that signal out. Market didn't hit my entry zone. We talked about this last night. Maybe the market could come down for buys. I wanted to see if it would come to this area. It didn't get there. But we also talked about this last night. If the market could maybe break retest. So two things we talked about last night. It's Friday, so we gotta keep that in mind. If we know we might, I don't know if there's gonna be a signal today. Or I didn't send one today. I tried last night, but didn't get that one. You're still holding the zone. Like, I mean, it's still above here, so that's probably like, if it's short term for the day trading, like looking to see maybe if it just stays above there still. It's still above there, so if price is going to stay bullish, we may just maintain and stay above that resistance for the next little bit of time. We just had like a decent pullback to like 83. I think for the near term, maybe the next couple hours, for where there's still volume left in the market, next like 2-3 hours, it could potentially still stay above here. You know, you're still above 75, 80. Someone asked about 70's far. Like me personally was thinking 80, 75. If you look at my chart here, for example, like even look what I wrote in the chat. I wrote in the chat here. If you guys are in this chat, some of you guys are in this chat. I wrote possible break and retest, 44.80, 75. So some of you guys are asking about 70. 70 is a bit too low for me because I'm looking at 80, 70. I was thinking 80, 75. So 80 is higher than 70, 75, you know. We're still above that resistance. Market may just maintain that price. Might just maintain above the resistance from the looks of it. It almost came back. There was just a sharp pullback there, and then bam. Crazy. Sometimes you gotta be quick. Like in news is quick. Like there's high impact news today, so it's like, this is one way to look at. Like if you look at this news event, it broke out of a key level. It's like it broke strong. It was like a breakout with the impact. When you look at like this movement, and this is like continuation of the news move, basically. Like initial move, like you get like that bullish reaction, strong breakout. Again, first pullback. Like if you're ever looking for a trade, sometimes the market can present itself like this. New all-time high in January. Like we're January 9th and gold's pretty much like not that far from all-time high. Do we make a new all-time high in January? Maybe. Maybe going into February. It's very possible. This might like be interesting to see where we finish the day. Like gold is already going strong to end the week off. Next week's definitely going to be interesting with how we're finishing, with how we are moving right now. Even the day's still not done. Yeah, gold, crazy. Might hit 4,500. Let's see what futures price is. Yeah. That was the setup. Like I wish there was another setup I could give you guys, but that, like, honestly, that was the setup. I hate to break it to you guys, but I wish I was a robot. That was the setup. Like I wrote at 852. If you guys are in that chat, that was the setup. Like, I mean, what other setup are we gonna get right now? That's pretty much like gone. Yeah, like what other setup are we gonna get? Bro, this is why, if any session I do, like I streamed 12 hours ago, and 12 hours ago I broke it down. Again, gold's done the same thing. I'm going to show you guys something. Something you probably most of you guys haven't noticed. So like last night, if you're in the inner circle, like, yo, I broke it down as much as I could last night. Like I stayed on for like over an hour. And like I was looking, I was like, okay, what could happen? What are the scenarios, right? We broke it down. And I'm telling you, I got magic eyes on these charts. Like I was saying last night, it's one or the other for me. Like either comes down for buys, either we come down for buys or we get that break and retest. This was literally 12 hours ago. Talked about this last night. I swear every stream I do, I say something that usually ends up happening. Every stream. So last night I even said word for word, like the market could probably consolidate, make resistance around here, and then break it later. Like that's that same exact zone. So like anyone who was on last night's stream, I streamed in the inner circle last night. And I said, like, this is forward. That's called forward thinking. Things can always present themselves at a later time. But like if there's trend, like, especially in a trend when the price is strong, these setups work really good with gold. So that was literally 12 hours ago. So I mean, I can't break it down any more clear than that. Like I literally can't break the chart down any more clear than that. Like that was last night. So I don't, like, that setup's gone. We're not gonna get another setup for the day. Like, it's kind of pushing it at that point. Like price is near 4,500. It's Friday. So this this right here, mentally, I'm already prepared for it. Like, think about it. Like, this was 12 hours ago. So, like, with practice, you're able to kind of see things. Think of scenarios that could happen before they can even happen. Like, mentally, kind of, I'm already prepared for, like, this could happen. Simple stuff. Break and retest in the trend. Gold's on the way to 4,500 from the looks of it. Daily's bullish again. Yesterday closed like a daily bullish candle. So like yesterday's candle is bullish. Today's candle is continuing that. Like, it'd be really interesting to see if today's candle takes out the high. Yesterday, you see this candle, we're pushing. It'd be really interesting to see like how today, if today breaks or just ends up just staying below here. If it breaks it, that's interesting for next week. Like, if we break above $4,500, if we get above $4,500, that's really interesting for next week. I mean, if it does it very soon, like if it does it in the next 30 minutes, maybe that's interesting for the rest of the day. But I would have to do it sooner than later for that to be of significance. Getting above there, because we got like, a daily high there. The way we're pushing towards there is interesting with yesterday's candle. That could be like significant going into next week. Like if today finishes above there, or even if next week we get above there early, could be an interesting level to keep an eye on. Here we have down here. See this resistance here? That's where I was thinking break and retest right there. Like, you end up like, I told you guys last night, man. I told you guys, like, the magic arrows, man. You guys got to pay attention to my arrows more. The arrows, they work. Those arrows work. My arrows, that's my indicator. Those arrows, that's my indicator. That's my, that right there's my indicator. Those arrows. All right. What indicator do you use? Arrows. That's what I use, yo. What's my strategy? Fucking arrows. The arrows strategy. All right. Yeah, like that level is interesting. 4,500. Like, if we get above there, that could have some significance to how we approach next week. That 4,500 level. We got a lot of resistance there, so I wouldn't, like chasing the breakout. That's risky right now if you're trying to chase the breakout. But if it gets above there, going into next week, if it's like something for next week, watch that. Watch if we get above 4,500 early next week. Maybe how we close today. See how do we close today? But watch next week if we get above there. I wouldn't be chasing it right now. Like, it's at the high. Is it a Friday reversal? Maybe it's a Friday reversal. You have 4,500 here. That's a strong psychological level. So I don't know if it's gonna get through that today. There's still like hours left in the day for price to move, but next week, definitely something to think of, depending on where the market is. You're at resistance right now on gold, so I don't know what's gonna happen. Maybe it's a Friday reversal, retracement, and this thing ends up just selling off. But like that would have been like, I mean, what we saw, that would have been the setup. Like, I know it might, now it's like, if it comes back to 44.80, 44.75, it's like, yeah. The 30 minute, it would need, now it's like lower. Now it's now it's like, yeah. That would have been, I'm telling you, that would have been the setup. That's like a scalping setup. I'm not trying to trade that. Yeah, I'm not trying to trade anything up here where price is high, out of resistance. The reason like that worked is because it was like, you know, in the moment. Impact, volume, retracement, continuation. I mean, on high impact news events, that can happen. 4,500, we're close to it. I don't know where the day's going to finish, but we're right below 4,500. It's been a psychological level with price. It's only been above there a little bit. So we're already like trending towards it. So depending on how the week finishes off, where we are starting next week, that could be an interesting level to focus on. Trades right now, probably not, guys. Like I said, that was probably the best opportunity there. Like I tried to drop it in the chat. Like I said, it literally came to 44.80 a little bit. Unfortunately, didn't do the deeper pullback like we would have really wanted. But is it still valid? You gotta look at like what we gotta think about. What I already said. Like it's sometimes about when the setup's first there, and not always retracing the same setup. I don't know. I don't think it's the best right now. Cause like I was looking at the 5 minute. Like really, I was looking at this. Okay, maybe it gets a continuation, and it pretty much did. So unless you're looking at like the 30 minute now, like maybe the 30 minute still holds here. Like I could see the 30 minutes like starting to pull back to this area again. 30 minute might hold there. Yeah, it's coming to that area like 44.80, 44.75 again. Still like the same thing. All I see is we're still above that resistance. So like that's like the only thing I see with price right now. And again, I wouldn't trade it like super high risk. Like it's the only setup that I already went over it like here. I already pretty much like played out, gave movement. It's the only setup I see. So if it doesn't work, it's not like I'm looking at like a recovery setup or another entry. It's like if this doesn't hold, it's like okay. So manage risk accordingly. Like if you're trading gold today, manage risk accordingly, because like maybe it holds, maybe it doesn't. It's already been holding it for the time being. You know, it's only 9:30 right now. Stock market did just open up moments ago, like a few minutes ago. So it's 9:30 right now, 9:34. 9:34 right now. Stock market opened up a few minutes ago. So if you're trading for the day, like understand there's only one thing really available for the rest of the day. Like in terms of analysis, maybe it still stays above the resistance, right? It's been holding that resistance this entire time. It just pulled back to 82. It didn't come back to 80. You can see how that 44.80 is holding. But yeah, like if it's for the day, like this is the only thing maybe still seeing, like still maybe holding that still holding above that resistance. It's a crazy resistance. Like look at last night. Like I had a feeling about it because it was 75. I was saying last night that 75 level is making resistance. It's a crazy level holding. So like yeah, it's still holding for the day. Almost came back there, literally super close. It didn't look clean there on the 15 minute. Like the 15 minute looked pretty crazy there, but it literally just held. Yeah, price is just holding. The road to 4,500, maybe the day finishes above 4,500. If the day finishes above 4,500, that's interesting. For next week, maybe if we close above 4,500, might be like 4,400. If you saw what happened at 4,400 this week, $4,400, go look at what happened at $4,400 this week. You'll see we broke above 4,400. Yeah, damn, man. like 4,400. And last Friday, gold was buys. Gold was really buys last Friday. I'm gonna show. I still gotta show you guys something you probably haven't noticed this whole week, but let me get to that in a few minutes. $4,400. For instance, when $4,400 broke, it was pretty much just continuations. $4,400 down here. 4,500 might be like that, maybe similar. 4,500 if we get above there, and how it looks if it gets above there. Gold is like, there is a trend to gold. Like, the reason I talk like with a bullish bias a lot of times is because there is a trend, right? We've been in a trend on gold. However you look at it, like, we've been in a trend since, like, even here we've been trending. Yeah, we've had big drop. We had a big drop here. We had a big drop here, but we've been in a trend, right? So I always try to go with that trend and think of scenarios that go with the trend. That's why I talk about 4,500 the way I do, because I understand, like, we're in a trend, and it's meaningful if it gets above that price in this trend. And, you know, how does it look if it's above there? How's the candles looking? How's the daily candle looking? That's meaningful for next week. Might finish the day above there, to be honest. TBH. TBH. I gave you guys buys down low. Like, I was trying to give you guys the buys way down here at 44.25, remember? I was going over buys at 44.25 down here. Those buys were good too. Like, yo, I gave this was the chart we were looking at. We were looking for buys way down there. So you guys can't tell me this week I wasn't trying to get you guys in buys. I was trying to send some buys this week. Everything I went over, like, everything I went over was about looking for buys. You guys can't tell me. You guys can't tell me I didn't try to get you guys in buys this week. Can't tell me that. Can't tell me that. Go look at the streams. Go watch every stream I did this week. Nah, you can't say that. Go look at every stream I did this week. You'll literally see, like, even last night. Last night. Go look at streams I did. Yeah. Is there another setup? No. It's just like, we could see there, like, the momentum's there, the bullish momentum's there. It's just like, there, for me, there was one opportunity here to capitalize on that, and it's been sticking since. But yo, like, we were looking for buys down here. Literally, I streamed too. I tried to send a signal out. That was a good trade. I had a big trade on this move. I had a big trade for this one. I wish I was still in it, but that would be crazy. I had a really big trade for this one, so I held on for a little while, but not up till now. It was a good move. 4 hour gave solid rejection. Like, if you go on the stream that I was doing there, like, if you go on the live stream that we were on this candle. You go look at it. I was talking about how we could get rejection here. I mean, gold did some clean movements. It had a nice pullback here. It ended up like this candle rejected bullish. We've been going up since. 4 hour rejected down here. Well, you guys probably have like 5 days in a row. Gold's done the same thing 5 days in a row. After 8 o'clock, 8:30. I even talked about this last night too. Like, if you were on the stream last night, I said, I talked about this. And 2 days ago. If you guys haven't noticed, this is probably something most of you guys haven't noticed. Every day this week, every single day, You could have just bought gold at 8 o'clock, 8:30, and held. If you just held buys in New York, 8, 8:30, every day this week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I said this last night. I swear I always give you guys the information. If you notice, this may be one thing you guys might have not noticed this week with gold. Every day this week, New York session has brought in a pump or just bullish movement. Like New York has been generally bullish every session this week. After 8 o'clock, 8:30, you've had bullish movements in New York session. That's gold for you right there. Patterns, pattern recognition, market timing. Shows you something about timing, behavior. So 5 days in a row, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You can see I marked 8 a.m. But like between like 8, 8:30, there's been, as you can see, like after 8 o'clock, today up, yesterday up, the day before, up, down, but overall went up. The day before, down, up, down, overall went up. And the day before went down, up. So like 8, 8:30, if you look between 8 and 8:30, we could even do like maybe 8 and 9, but if you go like between 8 and 8:30, or if you want to get like stock market opens at 9:30, so you could even do like, that window. Stock market's 9:30, so that would be like, if you're gonna do a bigger window, that would be like the biggest. But between 8 and 8:30 every day this week, gold's pushed up. Gold can be like that throughout weeks. Like there's often times it can move, literally like what you're seeing right here on the chart in front of us. New York session. We've seen weeks like this before. It's pretty cool. It's one of the reasons I like gold. One thing I've noticed about gold. I talked about this 2 days ago. So when we were 2 days ago, I mentioned this. And last night. Yeah, last week sold off. So where's Friday? Last week sold off. I mean, not really. Last week, like we're higher right now, so it's different. Yeah, last week the market dumped, but it already dumped by now. Like, I mean, last Friday it dumped 8 o'clock candle, 9, 10, and then it finished the day lower, and it was like a buy at the end of the day. So it might be like, it could turn into a sell at the end of the day. Like it almost hit 4,500. If 4,500 holds, like you probably get like sells. Like that is the key level, $4,500. Yeah, maybe it's a Friday reversal. It's technically had like a bullish week, so Friday reversal, maybe like, if I would say 44.95, 4,500, that area. It just rejected it with a wick. It could go back. This candle has some time on it. You're either maybe pull back, get rejection there for a sell-off on $4,500. But if it breaks $4,500, then thinking, okay, this thing could probably be trying to go for continuations. Now that might be something we could also talk about next week. time is it? Gotta hit the gym soon. Yeah, I wish I sent a signal on that one. It's sometimes hesitation, like in fast moments when the market's moving fast. Like even I can hesitate. I hate it when I hesitate. Like I wish I just fired a signal out at that moment, and it would have been fire. But it is what it is. It happens. We learn. We move on. We can't just keep dwelling on things. Whatever. It is what it is. You learn, right? So yeah, that happened. But you can see simplicity is key in the market. Like you don't have to look at the most complex concepts. Sometimes it's just about volume, momentum, going with momentum. This is a good setup, but prepare for next week. I would say I'm gonna stream in a little bit. If you guys are inside the inner circle, I'm gonna drop a link in a little bit for those of you guys that are in the inner circle community. We're going to do a training session a little later today in a couple hours. I'll drop the link in Discord and in school. And yeah, we'll just break some things down from the week. Talk about some things that happened, some trade breakdowns as well from the week. Like 4,500, since it's a psychological level, that's the key level. Maybe resistance comes in there. Like 30-minute just rejected. We're still above my zone, so like the thing is I'm still above my zone. My zone was, again, 44.80, 44.75. I mean, we're still above that zone, so I'll give, like, I don't want to switch the bias too soon, but obviously 4,500 is a key level. We're still above the short-term zone, so like short-term, it still could hold my zone. Short term, all right? Maybe go back up. Short term, like we're still above my zone. 44.80, 44.75. We're still above it. So like, I mean, that still could hold. That still could hold, all right? That you know, that still could potentially hold. We still are above my zone. That's like short term, maybe scalping if the market's gonna keep holding bullish. But if my zone doesn't hold, then it might be a reversal coming in. That's like the only zone I see worth looking for like bullish movement. 15 minutes pulling back to it. But yeah, in like 2 hours, I'm gonna jump back on in 2 hours or so, in a couple of hours from now. When like London sessions finish, just to see kind of how the day finishes off. So if you're inside the inner circle, I'll drop the link in Discord. I think I gotta wrap it up, but yeah. Man, I could have caught a trade there. Hesitated a bit. It's coming back to my zone. It might hold the zone still. 44.80, 44.75. Maybe have a small reaction scalping. That's, again, still all I see. We'll see if my zone holds. Maybe my zone holds. Maybe it doesn't. We'll see. That's the only place, like I said, where I see like a bullish setup. If that zone doesn't hold, I'm not looking for like another zone, another re-entry. There's not enough time, like I think, for the day to do that. If it doesn't hold, that means price is probably reversing then. Like if that zone doesn't hold, then I think price is gonna reverse. That's what that would probably mean. Like if that zone doesn't hold, then it's like, okay, price is probably getting ready for like a bigger retracement, bigger reversal. So you watch that zone still, maybe see if you get a scalping reaction off of it. It's 44.80 again. It just literally jumped off of it. Quick 20 pips, but nothing crazy. Maybe even scalping it. I'm going to wrap it up though. This is all I see for gold for like the morning. If that zone doesn't hold, it probably means that, yeah, like the 1 hour is flipping. If that zone doesn't hold on the 5 minute, the 1 hour might be flipping then. You can see the 1 hour just had a big wick rejection. 1 hour has a big wick rejection there. So if that zone doesn't hold, it means, yeah, if again 44.80, 44.75 area doesn't hold, that does mean the 1 hour is probably reversing for the week. That's all I see. Like, yeah, 1 hour looks kind of sketchy when it's flipping bearish there. But it just kind of bounced back up. It just, like I said, 44.8, man, 44.80. You know, that 44.80, look at that. Quick 30, 40 pips right there. My zone. It's holding. Fucking zone. Yeah, it just jumped off the zone. And yeah, it hit 44.80. Damn. It just jumped $7. Almost $8. It just, yeah. Freaking hell. It looked like it was flipping there, like the 1 hour, but it's still above the zone, man. That zone, I'm telling you, that thing's fucking got a, like, something. That zone's holding, yo. It just jumped up like $6-7 right there. Not like $8. Yeah, that zone's that's a strong zone, yo. It's backed by me. I back the zone. Yeah, 44.80. Like I fucking said again. I keep saying it. You guys keep asking, what do you think? And I'm like, I'm gonna keep saying maybe the same thing over and over again. But 44.80 held again. 44.80. It didn't go to 75. That's why. Like I'm telling you, sometimes you got to use a bit higher. Like 75 is, that would be nice. That would have been 75 would be nice probably. Like sometimes, like I like to go sometimes $5 above. I teach this a lot with zones because like I always use like areas. 75, 80. Like if you really like, maybe you want 70, 75, you know. Since price is like higher, like it broke up higher, like that's often where I'll go like above the level, above the key price level. $5 above the quarter. I told you guys 44.80. I did. I think I've probably said 44.80 at least like 20 times on this stream. So like, don't say I didn't say 44.80. You know, I did say it. Yeah, it's still holding that magical unicorn zone or whatever the fuck, you know. There's 100 pips. If you caught 44.80, like there you go, 100 pips real quick. Call it a day. You're welcome. 100 pips is 100 pips. Hey man, I just say the zones, mark the areas. I mean, it's simple, break and retest, but obviously price is fast. New York session's so much faster than Tokyo and London. Sometimes you gotta go. Sometimes you gotta, you know, just get in it. Zone held again. What do you know? Maybe it was a fake out. Are we gonna get a? If this continues, that's interesting. If we continue that was strong. Strong. Tell me how you got a 5 minute, you got a resistance there that's just holding. Like, tell me how that resistance just holding like butter, like this thing. Is it going for 4,500? Maybe. It's a question that pops up in my brain, and like I'm usually good at finding these things too. These like, okay, maybe these future breakouts and retests. I know 4,500 would be one of those levels. That's pretty much like this one. Nice move there on gold. I don't know if any of you guys jumped in there. Maybe you did maybe you did. I didn't call it a trade there. I'm just doing live analysis. I did write in Discord. If you're in the Inner Circle Discord, all right. It's the first little chart I put in there in a little bit because I've just been throwing them in the public one. I did say right here at 852, 44.80, 44.75 area. 44.80. You could have caught it even when I wrote it. It was like right there. It's held. It's been a tricky one. What time is it? 9:56. There's still enough time for this potentially to even break. Like, if it breaks, watch it. Keep an eye on it if it breaks. Because now it doesn't look like it's reversing. It looks like this thing wants to just keep going up. See, that's why I just stick with the bullish, you know? It's there. When I'm on the charts, I swear that when I'm always like finding bullish scenarios. So we'll just stick to that. So one thing is, like, this shows you too, like, I mean, this is kind of like a news trading event, but like it's still standard stuff of like technical analysis. Like, we're literally not catching the bottom of a trend. This thing has been going up, right? It's momentum, volume, going with the flow. Obviously, NFP created a huge breakout. So that strong movement, first pullback, retest, continuation. So it's like going with the flow, going with the trend. Now this is obviously like a short-term trend. It's something that's visible on a 5-minute. Like, I could really see this setup on a 5-minute chart. So with the daily momentum, like when there's strong momentum for the day, like one direction, and price is really breaking out, 5-minute chart is where you're gonna find setups like this. You know, something on a 5-minute, maybe a 15, where you're getting something that's maybe a break and retest inside the trend, with that momentum, that like current momentum. And like today, it was New York session volume that was created. Like yesterday, New York session, like there was a fake out, like a liquidity grab, and then you had a market structure shift. Right, so there's this market structure shift that happens yesterday, and then you get these breakouts up here. You know, price is now trending much higher. So it's like price reversed down here, but you have like some pullbacks that go with the trend, right? Like you have right here 44.50. You have a pullback that goes with it. Breaks out, pulls back, continues, or has a bigger pullback, continues. Even like up here, as the trend goes higher, you make a higher high. That next pullback brings in a continuation. So like here, price breaks out, it goes higher. First pullback, it's going with the flow, kind of going with that continuation, going with the momentum. But it's not the bottom of the trend. It's inside the trend, right? It's not the bottom of it. I mean, it shows you there's time to catch trades. I mean, these are usually set. We look for these types of setups on 1-hour charts, 30-minute charts, even 4-hour time frames. But when you're day trading, like if you're looking at the London session, you might see something like this literally in the London session hours, or like New York session hours on a 5-minute chart. You could maybe find something like that's small and recognizable on a 5-minute window. That could be just for that moment you're viewing it. Like, it's not like something that has to be a swing trade. Maybe like this here, right? You could see here where the market breaks down aggressively. So like that first pullback, you're getting that big pullback there. So like break and retest inside the trend. Market's already dropping. Market's already dropping from up here. So you have another drop down, pulls back. There's like a break and retest in there. When you're looking at like you could find setups like that on 5-minute charts in sessions, like New York, like right now, New York. Not complicated. setups to be able to spot, like to identify. But yo, make sure you guys smash the like button. Smash that like button. Great week. I mean, a lot of movements this week. Learned a lot. Maybe on a 5, if you form resistance here, maybe at 4,500 if you break out. But honestly, like the setup was 4,480 from the looks of it. 4,480. I thought once it was above 40, once it was above the resistance, I was thinking we were gonna come to 75. Like I thought maybe 75 would have got available. No, it happens. $44.80 held, and yeah, maybe it breaks 4,500. Like you do have a bit of resistance here now, so maybe it breaks, and there's still like a scalping movement there. But next week's already looking interesting because we're almost near all-time highs. There is resistance there at 4,500 as well. Like to the left, you got a nice resistance at 4,500. So if it gets above there, that's definitely interesting price action to keep an eye on. I think now that setup's gone. Like if it comes back, it's like, okay, are we pushing it? I think now it's gone. That it literally gave another possibility there for us. For anybody, like, hopefully you guys saw that. Like it came back to 4,480. Now I think it's gone, but I'm gonna wrap it up for the day here, guys. I just wanted to do some live analysis there. I don't know if any of you guys entered there. I didn't call it a signal. It's NFP day. Just wanted to do some live analysis. We got another week loading next week. If you're inside the inner circle, I'm going to be streaming this weekend. So I didn't put it on the schedule yet, but I got to put some sessions for Saturday. So if you're inside the inner circle, we're going to be streaming this weekend as well. Yeah, break and retest, maybe above 4,500. Like it's 10 a.m. right now. The day finishes in 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 6, 7 hours. Sooner than later, like it looks like sooner's coming. If it breaks above 4,500, yeah. There might be a break, like if it happens sooner than later, like it looks like it's about to happen sooner, then there might be a trade setup there, to be honest. Yeah, like if it breaks sooner than later, like it starts to go fast and it gets above there, then yeah, maybe there's a setup there. It's one thing, it's right now, it's either you're going to get rejection back down and price reverses today, or you break above it. So like you could attempt for sells, but if sells don't work, maybe there's a break and retest that happens after. I wouldn't just buy here. I would wait for it to break if you're trying to buy. Because it's 44.95, 4,500 area. If you're trying to buy, it's risky here. It could reject and literally go back down to my zone. So if you're trying to buy, maybe wait for a break and retest above here. But I'm out. I got to wrap it up, guys. I'll be on in a couple of hours and through this weekend if you're inside the inner circle. I'll see everybody next stream next week. Smash the like button. Make sure you guys plug in next week. If you missed the streams this week, there was a lot we went over. We went over a lot of stuff this week. Like a lot of different types of analysis. Yeah, like price might reject here. So if you're looking for buys, be cautious. It might reject. I haven't been looking for sells. I'm not looking for sells. Yeah, I just saw the news about Trump. It just popped up on my Supreme Court does not issue something. Okay, tariffs news, more tariffs news. Kind of pumped gold up. It's 10 a.m. so there's still time in the day. Buys if it breaks, retest, continuation. Otherwise, you might get sells here. I'm not looking for sells. You guys know I've been bullish on gold. I'm not looking for sells. But make sure you guys tune in next week. Sunday night when the market opens, I'll be live in the inner circle. I might jump on YouTube, but we'll be streaming next week like we did this week. I did a good amount of streams this week. If you missed them, we had a good amount this week. If you missed the lives, streamed all week. This week, 4 days ago, 4 days ago, 3 days ago, 2 days ago, 2 days ago, 1 day ago, and we're live right now. So a lot of different things we went over those setups. Make sure you guys get ready for next week. Next week will be a good week. So gold, like if this is gonna be an interesting day with gold. If we get above, if we get above 4,500, interesting day. Maybe new all-time high between January and February coming on gold. But y'all, I'll see everybody next stream. Enjoy the rest of your day and your weekend. Peace out. Make sure you guys smash the like button before you get off. And y'all, if you guys have any questions, DM me on Discord or Instagram. All the info is in the description of this video. If you guys have any questions, hit me up on Instagram. My Instagram is in the description of this live.